should we just immediately close a BO with those 3 to 5 initial leads and then tie them into a 6-month contract, knowing that very minimal leads will come in during these 6 months coming from the ads? And then he said, we're saying to business owners, we can get at least 12 to 15 leads per month during the Zoom closing calls, right? Is that possible with just the ads? So that's exactly what he just mentioned. So I just want to say one thing, and then Jeff, you can give your thoughts. It's all about expectations, right? If you sell, if you have proper expectations, it's going to be so much easier. And if you bring things up before they happen, it's so much easier. If you bring it up and say, hey, I think over the course of 6 months, we may be able to average, 12 leads per month over the course of 6 months, the average, but there is a chance it could be 8 over the course. You say something like that and you let them know like, hey, this is an average. So what that means, Mr. Business Owner, is month 1, you might get 3 leads, but month 5 or month 3 or month 6, you may get, more that make up for it. We're looking at the average of the 6 months, So, Jeff, you can answer the part where he said, he was asking the question, but like there's never a set amount of leads that we guarantee. It's all dependent on the area. Like, so, but answer that.
Yeah.
He says, he's saying, we're saying to business owners, we can get at least 12 to 15 leads per month during the Zoom close, right? And so do you want to touch on that really quick?
Well,
Because that's
yeah,
true.
I think that's that's just you're putting a guarantee on something that you probably shouldn't be putting a guarantee on because you're setting a bad expectation and a lot of pressure on you and on the business owner. So you're already kind of, like you said, you're creating that frictional relationship rather than like, hey, this is what I expect. This is what I'm seeing. However, it could take a month or two to get that consistent flow. But hey, like just like you said, over that 5-6 month period, this is about the average that we should be. This is the average that I am expecting. And then you're telling them in a way of like authority of like, this is what I'm expecting, but it's going to take this long to maybe get going. So you kind of build that little like, hey, this is how I expect it to go. It's like an SEO client, right? It's like, yeah, I'll do this, but you better not have expectations for like 6 months, right? 6 to 8 months. Don't be bothering me and chipping at me if I'm not getting the results that you want because I know it takes time. So in this, it's a lot faster. And that's why we do this method. But and yeah, if you give them a few good phone calls and a couple emails like in a month, that it's building that trust, right? Because you want to have these guys for years. You don't want to have them. We're not trying to make a quick sale for a week. We're trying to bring these business owners. And like you said, your post yesterday of a guy you haven't talked to in 3 years and he's still paying you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so, yeah. Anyway, long story short, Erwin, in the example, I think that's what we said is 12 to 15, but that's because that was that's what the data said for that example. So you may find a city and a niche where realistically speaking, 8 to 10 is probably what's going to be realistic. I don't even like to use numbers. If I do, I like to shoot low and be like, look, you know, I'm hoping that we get, 8. If they're really adamant about a number, but any number you put is now going to give these expectations. So you have to shoot low and you have to be
Mhm.
able to close them on that low expectation. If not, you're just creating problems for yourself. And I promise you, it's not going to be worth it. You're going to have just problem after problem and conversation after conversation. And it's not, they're either going to stop paying you, you guys are going to fight, and you're going to want them to leave, or something is going to happen. It's not going to work out. So it's all about
Yeah.
expectations.